From our Stars and Dogs segment, it's time for this week's Dog.
The dog of the week is Lyft. Symbol LYFT on the NASDAQ. Lyft is the second largest ride-sharing service provider in the US and Canada, connecting riders and drivers over the Lyft app. Lyft shares just collapsed on Friday, the 10th of February, from the previous day's close of 1622 to only 1031, a 36% drop by the end of regular trading hours. And as at the time of recording on Monday, the stock has been relatively flat, plus or minus 1%. So there hasn't been a quick reversal like you see sometimes after this. You'll see it shoot back up 10, 20%. We haven't seen that so far. So really, why did the shares collapse overnight? Well, the company had earnings, where it posted revenue growth of 21% to $1.2 billion, the highest in the company's history, but it still had negative adjusted EBITDA of $248 million, but that was better than what they guided for previously. So far, so good, right? Where's the 36% drop coming from? Well, that's because of the future guidance. Like I said before, the company had $1.2 billion in revenue and has historically been growing quarter over quarter. There's been a couple quarters where it's drifted down, but overall, it's been an upwards trend for the last few years since it's IPO'd. But now it is only guided for $975 million, a substantial fallback, and this has immediately caused effectively all the analyst forecasts to substantially decrease as growth is lower and it is more volatile than has been previously expected, as well as has a lower now baseline. Ultimately, it lowers effectively every single valuation of all external analysts. I think 16 of the 19 that Yahoo had have lowered in the last week, and I would not be surprised if the other ones just did an update. This is effectively the risk of these companies being realized when you're valuing a company that's purely off revenue growth, and the hope of profitability in the future. If revenue shrinks or just does not grow to expectations, you see these big drops in prices overnight. In summary, guidance is extremely impactful, and growth-dependent concept stocks have significant risk embedded in them, and Lyft has finally realized this risk, making it our dog of the week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have, like you said, I think you summarized it well, premium valuations and then any impact on growth. And then, the stock just gets revised lower and the stock gets killed. And that, I mean, we've been hammering on that for years. Like you're priced to perfection. You don't hit perfection, you're going to get slammed. So
losing
try to have some
EBITDA.
kind of margin of safety, and you don't have
negative EBITDA.
Yeah, negative EBITDA. Yeah, so yeah. I know Ryan loves Lyft though, but that's a different story.
No, my Uber app got compromised years ago, and I cannot get back on it. So I have to, when we're out, sometimes I have to use Lyft, and it's in Vegas, Lyft is fine because there's 8 million Lyfts. In like California, it's fine, but other cities, it's just Is
Lyft in Vancouver?
I think so.
Yeah, I tried once. It was like,
it was bad.
Your wait is 4 days.
Yeah, and when we're on a trip, it's usually Ryan asking me or Aaron, "Hey, so can you guys call an Uber?" That's usually how it ends up.
It's true.
You know it.
I wish I could use my Uber. Like they said one of their fixes was to get rid of the app, like get it out of your app store, completely kill it for 2 years. And we had this pandemic, so I literally killed it for 2 years. Came back on, and it says it's trying to bill me $25 from places I'm not. So anyways, we could get into my Uber issues, but let's not do that.
Yeah, we've heard enough of those over the years.
So all I'm getting out of this is Ryan is single-handedly holding up the Lyft stock.
I am.
So if Uber ever lets them back in, then they're gone. They're out of business.
Short Lyft. Every city we go to, we'll
find out in a couple of years that actually Ryan's Uber account works fine. He just wants us to pay for the rides, right?
Yeah.
I've been trying to prop up Lyft stock for years.
Yeah.